All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Kumar. The headlines. Centre decides to release over 66,000 crore rupees to increase country's forest cover. Maharashtra government extends benefits of loan waiver scheme to every member of farmer's family in case of separate loan account. Cyclonic circulation in Bay of Bengal likely to intensify today. Met Department advises fishermen not to venture into sea off West Bengal and Odisha coast. Pakistan releases 26 Indian fishermen to be handed over to Indian officials at Wagha border today. And in cricket, England beat India by an innings and 159 run in the second test at Lord's. The centre has unlocked more than 66,000 crore rupees to increase the country's forest cover. The fund is an accumulated amount of money which user agencies have been depositing as compensation for diverting forest land for non-forest purposes, including industries and infrastructure over the last 10 years. More from our correspondent.
The centre has notified the rules for utilization of the money by states and union territories and for setting up authorities to monitor its use for afforestation and conservation. The rules have been framed 2 years after a law to this effect was enacted. The rules notified on Friday specify that 80% of the compensation afforestation amount will be utilized by states. The remaining 20% will be used for 11 listed works to strengthen forest and wildlife protection related infrastructure. Sanjeev Jasrotia, AIR News, Delhi.
The list includes third-party monitoring of works, forest certification, development of certification standards, and casual hiring of local people to assist forest department staff. Maharashtra government has expanded the scope of the loan waiver scheme by extending the benefits to every member of the farmer's family in case of a separate loan account. An official said that a government resolution was issued on expanding the scope of the loan waiver scheme on 10th of this month. Earlier, the farmer's family as one unit was considered for claim waiver for 1,50,000 rupees agricultural debt. The state government said more than 35 lakh farmers have benefited from the scheme, for which nearly 14,000 crore rupees loan have been waived till March this year. Now, every member of the family having some agricultural debt will now be covered under the scheme. While announcing the 34,000 crore rupees Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Shetkari Samman Yojana last June, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis had said 89 lakh farmers will benefit from it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called for the resumption of political process in the Maldives. Mr. Modi expressed hope that the Maldives government will ensure early resumption of the political process and allow democratic institutions, including the judiciary, to function independently in a fair and transparent manner. This will create a conducive environment for the presidential elections, Prime Minister said. In an interview to a newspaper, Mr. Modi said, as a close and friendly neighbor, India wishes to see a stable, peaceful and prosperous Maldives that meets the aspiration of its citizens. Ties between India and the Maldives have been strained since President Abdullah Yameen imposed emergency in February after the Supreme Court ordered the release and retrial of former President Mohammad Nasheed and other prisoners. The emergency was later lifted. Regarding Nepal, Mr. Modi said, New Delhi and Kathmandu shared historical, close, friendly and even family ties for thousands of years. On India-Sri Lanka ties, Prime Minister hoped that Colombo will keep in mind India's security concerns. Mr. Modi said, India's relations with Sri Lanka are deep-rooted, multidimensional and enduring, and they stand on their own and are not dependent on our or Sri Lanka's relations with any third country. India will launch its second lunar mission Chandrayaan-2 on 3rd January next year to land on the moon with a lander and rover. Talking to newspersons in Bengaluru, Indian Space Research Organisation Chairman K. Sivan said that the ISRO is aiming to launch the mission on 3rd January next year, but the window to land on the lunar surface is open till March 2019. The 800 crore rupees lunar mission named Chandrayaan-2 comes over a decade after India went up to the lunar orbit in November 8, 2008 after Chandrayaan-1 launched on October 22. The 3,890 kg Chandrayaan-2, which will be launched on board the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle MK3, will orbit around the moon and study its lunar conditions to collect data on topography, mineralogy and exosphere. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana has received a tremendous response in Sikkim. The financial inclusion program aims to provide banking services to the people, especially the weaker sections and low-income groups. Here is the ground report from our Gangtok correspondent.
In Sikkim, more than 90,000 bank accounts under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana have been opened so far. Of the total, around 68,000 accounts were in rural areas, whereas over 46,000 accounts have been opened by women beneficiaries in state. The Deputy Manager SBI Lead Bank, Sering Donden Bhutia, said an extended special campaign, Gram Swaraj Abhiyan, with aim to enrich rural population is underway in 56 villages of West Sikkim. The efforts are being made to increase the scheme beneficiaries by organizing camps and explaining the related benefits.
प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना अभी तक का टोटल है 91,471 अकाउंट. लगभग हमारा टारगेट जो है फुलफिल हो गया है.
A beneficiary, Kedarnath Sharma from Lumjik in West Sikkim, has explained on how a life insurance claim under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana has helped this family.
ये जो जन धन योजना है इससे बहुत फायदा होता है. करीबन 3 साल हो गए है मेंटेन कर रहा हूँ जीवन रक्षा पॉलिसी. वो पॉलिसी किया. मेरा एक भाई था, वो चला गया, उसका 2 लाख रुपए मिल गया था.
There are many such success stories where this scheme has touched the lives of the poor and low-income group. Ajit Singh, AIR News, Gangtok.
Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Raman Singh has said that 50 lakh smartphones are being distributed and 1,600 towers are being installed in the state under the Sanchar Kranti Yojana. Addressing people on 36th episode of Raman Ke Goth, his monthly radio program on Akashvani, Dr. Singh said out of 50 lakh beneficiaries, 40 lakh smartphones are being distributed to women. The Chief Minister said the percentage of population using smartphones in the state will increase from 29% to 100% with the implementation of this scheme. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Met Department has forecast heavy rain in a number of states across the country for the next 2 days. Talking to AIR, scientist at the department, Charan Singh, said the monsoon is at its peak, with several states having received good rainfall.
Highest rainfall activity zone is the eastern parts of the country, west coast and northern India. And also heavy to very heavy rain is likely for another 2 to 3 days, particularly over Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Kerala, coastal Karnataka, and isolated heavy also possible over Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and northeastern states, where next 2 to 3 days may occur heavy to very heavy rainfall and some places heavy rainfall.
Met Department has asked fishermen to return to the coast and not to venture into the sea along and off West Bengal and Odisha coast till August 15, owing to a cyclonic circulation which may intensify into a low pressure in the Bay of Bengal. It said a cyclonic circulation in northwest Bay of Bengal along the Odisha coast is likely to intensify into a low pressure by today. Met Department has forecast heavy rain in East and West Midnapore, South and North 24 Paraganas and Jhargram districts during the next 2 days. In Kerala, the flood situation improved marginally, even though it's still raining in some parts of the northern districts. Met Department predicted heavy rain in some parts of the state in the next 48 hours. So far, 37 people have lost their lives and 32 people are missing. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh, who visited Kerala yesterday, announced an emergency aid of 100 crore rupees for the state. More from our correspondent.
Though the raining is still continuing in some areas, the water level has been receding in major dams, including Idukki Dam. According to latest official figures, more than 1 lakh people have been housed at around 1,000 relief camps across the state. Officials in Ernakulam and Thrissur said the situation was under control and the water level in rivers have come down, which may allow some people to return to homes. This is Shamila for AIR News, Thiruvananthapuram.
According to the state government, a loss of 8,316 crore rupees has been incurred and demanded a special package for the state from the centre. Heavy rain lashed many parts of Himachal Pradesh today. Several national highways and roads connecting villages have been blocked due to landslides. More from our correspondent.
Moderate to heavy rain is being experienced in many parts of the state, especially in low hills and middle hills. In Shimla and Mandi, heavy incessant rainfall is continuing since morning. Due to heavy rain, 3 houses have been damaged at Katagala village of Madikan Valley in Kullu district. Relief and rescue is being carried out by district administration. In Kinnor, Karcham Chitkul link road has been blocked near Palinga due to landslide triggered by heavy rain. The officials have been pressed into service to clear the debris. Sanjeev Sundaryal, AIR News, Shimla.
In Uttarakhand too, normal life has been affected following incessant rain in several parts of the state. traffic on Dehradun-Mussoorie Road has stopped due to shooting stones. Reports of traffic diversion are also coming in from Uttarkashi, Tehri Garhwal and Champawat districts. Full dress rehearsal of Independence Day celebrations will be held today at the Red Fort. The rehearsal will have the same traffic instructions as on Independence Day. In its advisory, Delhi Traffic Police said roads will be closed for general traffic from 5 to 9 in the morning at Netaji Subhash Marg, Lothian Road, SP Mukherjee Marg and Chandni Chowk Road, Nishad Raj Marg and Esplanade Road and its link road. Pakistan has released 26 Indian fishermen from jail as a goodwill gesture. The fishermen had been arrested by the authorities for allegedly trespassing into Pakistan's territorial waters. Pakistani media reported they have been shifted to Kant railway station from Karachi's Malir jail and will be taken to Lahore. The fishermen will be handed over to Indian border officials at Wagha border today. In Pakistan, newly elected members of the 15th National Assembly will take oath at the Parliament House in Islamabad today. This will start the process of transition and handing over powers to the new government. Elections for the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of National Assembly will be held on Wednesday. The inaugural sessions of Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan assemblies have also been summoned today. During the sessions, the newly elected members of the provincial assemblies will also take oath of their offices. However, Punjab Governor has summoned first session of the provincial assembly on Wednesday. India suffered an embarrassing 159-run innings defeat in the second cricket test against England at Lord's last night. India now trails 0-2 in the 5-match series. On day 4 of the match, Indian batsmen were well at sea against the moving ball as their second innings folded up for 130 in 47 overs. James Anderson claimed 4 wickets for 23 runs, taking his match tally to 9. Earlier, resuming at their overnight 356 for 6, the hosts declared their first innings at 396 for 7, with Chris Woakes staying unbeaten on 137. The News Services Division of All India Radio and its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak will bring you a discussion tonight on challenges before New India. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free number 1800-115767. Repeat, 1800-115767. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Abhishek. The flood situation in Kerala reaching alarming proportions and passing away of literary stalwart V.S. Naipaul are a couple of stories that find prominent mention across dailies today. Centre steps in as Kerala floods take very serious turn, is how the headline appears in the Hindustan Times, while the Hindu says, Centre comes to Kerala's aid, coupled with a picture of the Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh taking an aerial survey of the troubled geography. Naipaul dies at 85, world mourns literature giant, reads the headline appearing in Asian Age, whereas DNA says, Nobel Prize-winning Indian origin author V.S. Naipaul, 85, passes away. The Tribune carries a picture captioned, Square off at Trafalgar Square, informing of the newly built bridge at Firozpur. MHA considers Assam like NRC for whole nation, writes the Asian Age about the Home Ministry mulling NRC for all the states after its success in Assam. And finally, intelligent crows to clean a theme park in France, reports the Times of India about the 6 crows that were trained at Pied-de-Feu Park in the western Vendee region to pick up litter, including cigarette butts. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Saira. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre decides to release over 66,000 crore rupees to increase country's forest cover. Maharashtra government extends benefits of loan waiver scheme to every member of farmer's family in case of separate loan account. Cyclonic circulation in Bay of Bengal likely to intensify today. Met Department advises fishermen not to venture into sea off West Bengal and Odisha coast. Pakistan releases 26 Indian fishermen to be handed over to Indian officials at Wagha border today. And in cricket, England beat India by an innings and 159 runs in the second test at Lord's. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.